Academy. So now I'm directly coming to this point, how to solve the UPSC paper. So there are many sessions, the strategies, how to prepare each of the subjects and all in the YouTube. Even we came up with a lot of videos, but there are minute things which will help you to increase your score in the UPSC paper. And I have failed my prelims in first two attempts because of these things. It does not. I mean, I was getting very high scores in the test series, whatever like Vajiram, Vision IAS when I was there in Delhi. So I used to score 130, 140 in the test series, but in the end, I could not able to clear prelims paper for first two attempts. Then after I realized and I was able to score consistently more than 100, and I even cleared forest service cutoff in 2020. So these minute things will really helpful for you. I'm going to discuss those things, how you need to take care of this paper. Okay, yeah. So just a second. Yes, right. So first thing, when you're going for the examination hall, I'm directly discussing about the approach. You should have particular mindset. Those elements are very important. I'm going to tell you, you have to keep these things in mind. First and foremost thing is, you should not have any presumptions. When you're going to solve the UPSC hall, certain things will keep I mean in our mind, like there will be more current affairs questions, or there will be more factual questions. We usually go with certain presumptions, and whenever you see the question paper, first five or six questions, these questions will come out of your own presumptions. So your confidence will reduce and your mind will flow away somewhere. Your mind will not present in the exam hall. So this is very important, that you should go with the mindset like, I will solve to my best, whatever the question may be, whether it is analytical question, whether it is factual questions. So whatever the type of question may be, what I have prepared for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. So I'm going to give my best irrespective of the result. You should have that particular mindset. Okay, so that is first thing. And second thing is, you always develop your mind in an analytical manner. So if you see the question, don't think like where I have seen this question. Don't think in a factual manner, think in an analytical manner. So what is the statement is telling? Convert this meaning into your own mother tongue. Say for example, my mother tongue is Telugu, so I convert the statement into Telugu and understand it, what actually the statement is saying. So I will decode something from the statement, and then I will eliminate the statement or get correct based on the understanding of from my side. So always see the questions in an analytical manner, until unless it is a very much factual question, some play something like that. Unless until there is no analytical things, always keep your mindset in analytical mode. Okay, so that is a mindset that you need to develop. Next, there is a 3 iteration approach. So let me share the screen. This is really helpful for you, and everyone should develop. This actually will not come with short period. You need to practice a lot. Can anyone see my screen and tell that were you able to see the question paper of 2023? Can someone please respond so that I can go ahead? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So see, once you receive the question paper from the examiner, you are going to read each and every question. See what mistake I have done in my first attempt. I will read the first statement itself. Okay, Jhelum River passes. I don't know. I will go for the next question. This is the biggest mistake that students will do. What you have to do, you have to read each and every statement. Read all the 3 statements and read all the options. And if you are able to eliminate the statement 1, for example, statement 1 here is correct. So at least one statement is correct. So option D is eliminated. So you strike it off. There is no restriction in the exam hall that you should not write on the question paper. Even if UPSC is mentioning that there is no restriction. So you strike it off and you are left with 3 options. So you did not know about statement 2 and 3. So what you are left with? You are left with 3 options. Just keep symbol as triangle, because 3 sides, triangle have 3 sides, and you are left with 3 options. And you just go to the second question. You no need to worry whether you know it or not. Just you have eliminated one option and you go for second option, and now you know the answer. So you just strike the answer, put the tick mark, and directly bubble in the OMR sheet. Don't wait for 10-15 questions accumulate and bubble, because see, most of the students, what they do, they have already answered 10 questions and again when they are bubbling, they will again check the question, and in this process you will waste 5 to 10 seconds, and in each question if you waste 5 to 10 seconds for all the questions, approximately 15-20 minutes you will waste in the time to read the question again, because you are cross checking it. This happens automatically from your mind. So never do that. If you know the answer, just mark it and then bubble it immediately. Now you will go to third question. You have eliminated two options now. So A and B were eliminated. Now you are left with two options. You don't know the answer. What you will do? You will put round circle, and then you will move to the fourth question. So if you not able to eliminate any of the options, say for example, fourth question, you did not eliminate any of the options. So you put it as a triangle, rectangle, four sides symbol, that you did not able to eliminate any of the options. So keep solving all the 100 questions without any presumption after completely reading each and every question. So in this process, you will be able to solve at least 25 to 30 questions. If you are a serious aspirant, you can easily solve 25 to 30 questions. So in the first 1 hour or 1 hour 15, you will complete all the 100 questions, and you were able to eliminate two options in most of the questions, like at least 30-40 questions you were putting circle option because you are eliminated two options. So after 1 hour 15 minutes, you will come back. Now you will find the circle based symbol questions, because you have already eliminated two options. You have high chance of getting correct out of these circle based questions. So check all the circle based questions and try to solve them as much as possible in the next 25 or 30 minutes. In the last 15-20 minutes, now you go with the triangle based questions, because you have eliminated one option and you have probability of getting 33% correct. And if time permits, then only touch the rectangle questions. So in the process, what you are doing, you are reading all the question paper, and you have identified the easy questions in the first round you have answered, and two options eliminated questions you have identified already in the first go, and you are focusing the most accurate, the most possible questions that you can get correct. So this process is very comprehensive, and many of the toppers has followed, and I have followed it. It was really very much helpful to save the time as well as to score as much as possible. Okay, so this is the approach that you need to take care of solving the question paper. Okay, so this is called as three iteration approach, that 3 times you are reading the question paper. First time you are reading all the 100 questions, then second circle based questions, then if you are left with then triangle or rectangle questions you have to solve. So this is the 3 iteration approach. Next, time management. So this is one of the biggest issues in the recent trends, that we were not able to manage 2 hours time. So what you have to do, club with this 3 iteration approach with the time. In the first half an hour, you should be at least at 35th question in between this. So try to keep up this benchmark, try to keep 3-4 benchmarks. First benchmark is that for first half an hour, you should be at least at 30th question. And second benchmark, at the end of first hour, you should be at least at 65th to 70 questions in between that. If you are not in that time, that means you need to pace up your solving approach. You need to pace up the whole question paper. So you need to put benchmarks, and at the end of 1 hour 15 minutes, you should be able to complete all the 100 questions. That is the first iteration. So first iteration should be completed at end of 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, so second approach you can take, again go back, find the circle based questions, take 20-25 minutes or half an hour to solve them, and in last 15 minutes you can solve the remaining questions. So this benchmark has to be kept, and if you are lagging, that means you need to pace up. If you are going in a good pace, then go with the same pace. Okay, so benchmark has to be set. Next, some elimination techniques. So there are elimination techniques that will be helpful for solving the paper, even if you're having less knowledge over these questions. So let's see what are those. There are 5 to 6 tricks that you need to follow based on the language used by UPSC. So you can see there are many questions, and out of that, at least 15-20 questions, there is a clue from the language itself. So if you see this question, which was asked in 2023 prelims, that means this year prelims itself, see the language. Some mushrooms have medical properties. They are saying that there are some mushrooms are there, so they have some medical properties. Some mushrooms have psychoactive properties. That means it will activate your brain. Some mushrooms have insecticide properties, so it will act as an insecticide. Some mushrooms are bioluminescent. That means they will glow. So see, that language is very direct. So there is a possibility. So there is a possibility. They are indirectly giving you the clue. So you can take all these statements as a general based on the language, and you blindly you can keep it as all the statement are correct. So this is based on the language, based on the possibility, based on the language given by UPSC. You have to answer the question. Even if you see, who knows that some mushrooms, what are all the mushrooms having insecticide properties, bioluminescent? Nobody will know this question. It's just UPSC is giving you some clues to apply your common sense towards the language, and you have to extract the answer. So this is one example based on the language. Second is based on the basic concepts. See, everyone should have the basic concepts. Without basic concepts, you cannot, clear this exam. Even if I don't know this process, let's see the question. This is also asked in, I think, 2022 prelims. A bill amending the constitution requires a prior recommendation of the president in India. See, who is given the authority in a democracy to change the constitution? This is very, very basic thing. That parliament, because they are the directly elected by the people. This is the democracy. So if someone want to change the constitution, that needs to come from the parliament who are directly elected by the people. Okay. So here a bill amending the constitution requires prior recommendation of the president. Why should we involve president here? Already constitution, the basic thing is parliament has direct rule. So you can, no need of coming of this president who is not directly elected by the people. So you can strike it off this statement directly. There is no logic involved in terms of democratic elements, that parliament has a direct role. That's why no recommendation of the president is required. So that is one clue. And second one is, when constitution amendment bill is presented to the president, he has obligation to, it was obligation for president to accept. Again, there is a clue that parliament has direct role. President has no role in this. So he has to give the assent. He has no option, because that is the role of the parliament. So again, this can be taken as a correct. Next, third statement, a constitution amendment bill must be passed by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha with a special majority. So constitutional amendment, changing the constitution is a big thing, isn't it? So they need a special majority. Very basic concept. So if it is a simple majority, we can change the constitution as many times as we want. So that should not happen. So statement 2 and 3 are correct. So this can be solved with very basic concepts. Then some more, considering the question in an analytical manner rather than factual question. So see, this was asked in the 2023 prelims. Here, nobody knows these facts about Indian squirrels. They build nests by making burrows in the ground. So they are saying that they will make the burrows. Very common sense. Indian squirrels can either stay in the on the trees or in the ground. So of course they need to burrow, because they are small species. They are not like a big elephant like structure. They are very small. Of course they need to live in the small grounds itself. So this is very common, basic, common sense. So you can see in the question as an analytical manner, first statement is correct. Second is, they store their food material like nuts and seeds. So this is also very analytical thing. So if you see squirrels, they keep all nuts into the mouth in a nuts format. So they will, of course, they store the food material in terms of nuts and seeds. And third is omnivorous. Omnivorous means which can have both vegetarian and non-vegetarian. So as squirrels live on the plants and soils, they will eat small bacteria and all, right? So whatever the fungus those are. So this is very analytical. If you see the question as an analytical manner, you can easily solve this question. So all the statements gets correct. So this is the third elimination technique. A fourth elimination technique, based on the possibility of the statements. So there is a possibility. If there is a check whether the statement there is a possibility of getting correct or not. So here in the given question, they asked about the correct and incorrect. So see the statement C and D, option C and D. So first, nobody knows what is marsupials. So they are some animals. In the exam, nobody knows this, but most of the people will get this question correct. So see the statement, marsupials are not naturally found in India. Okay. So this, you can somehow get some clue, and even if you're not getting any clue from that, so leave it. So let's go to the second statement. Marsupials can thrive only in mountainous grasslands with no predators. That means for any animal, there will be some predator. Even elephant have some predation that lion can attack. So there is a very basic possibility that marsupials can thrive in different regions. So see the check the possibility. So they can survive in some regions as well, or there may be some possibility of predating on these animals. So statement 2 will be very much incorrect. So statement here option C will be directly you can keep, because statement 2 is incorrect. They have directly given here statement 2 is incorrect. So only statement, even if you don't know about marsupials, you can directly choose the option C, because there is a possibility that second statement will get wrong. So this is the fourth elimination technique. Now, those are the elimination techniques, and out of this elimination technique there is some issue for different students, that they are stuck with two options. Most of the people will eliminate two options and they have stuck between the two options. In such cases, always apply your mind, don't go with intuition. That means, okay, I'm feeling like option C and option D, among that I will go with the D because there is option C in the above question, so let me go with the D. Don't ever think like that. Always think that if there is any possibility in the two statements, there is some logic. And if you did not find any logic or any elimination techniques, then you can go with the blindly choosing any of the two options, because already you have eliminated two options and there is a 50% possibility to get correct. So you have to, in worst case, you have to choose blindly unless until you did not find any logic. So see, we always think about the questions that we got wrong. Many of the questions out of two options you might get correct as well. You will not consider it, and you always say that only two options I am left with, but most of the questions gets wrong. No, it does not, because there is always 50% possibility. Some questions will get correct, some questions will get wrong. You will always try to give excuses, or you always see it as a negative only towards yourself. So never think like that. So there is always some wrongs and some corrects in the exam for anyone. Next, there is also some elimination techniques based on common sense. See, consider the statements in the following assets. How many of are considered intangible? Intangible means which does not appear. Tangible means which they appear. So brand recognition, intellectual property, mailing list, all this comes from the intelligence. That means which is not appearing. Inventory means last year stock that are physically appearing. So you can directly see these are 1, 3, 4 are intangible because they are coming from our intellectual mind rather than physically appearing. So this using common sense also you can answer even if you don't know the exact answer. Now finally, choosing the number of questions. Again, most of the students will come up with how many questions should we attempt in the exam. See, basic thing is that 80 questions has to be attempted at any cost, because accuracy is a myth in UPSC exam. Only 20, 30, 40 questions at max you can know. UPSC will not like other exams which will come up with lot of direct facts. So you have to answer at least 80 questions using all these elimination techniques. Beyond 80, it is up to you. Whether if you're targeting for IFOS, you have to go beyond 90 questions, but at least 80 questions has to be answered. This is the thing. Now, last 1 minute, we will discuss CSAT and then we'll take up some doubts. See, for CSAT, don't judge the question paper in the beginning itself. Don't search for English questions or aptitude question. As a serious aspirant, you have to practice aptitude, you have to practice English. So in the first 1 hour, whenever you have taken CSAT paper, first 1 hour, you go for 1 to 40 questions, irrespective of English or aptitude reasoning. Don't ever search questions and waste time. In the first 1 hour, solve 1 to 40 questions, whatever the possibility, whether maths, whether reasoning, whether English. Try to keep on solving for 1 hour and try to answer 20, 25 questions. In the last 1 hour, so based on your attempt, if you are very comfortable in English, then first 5 minutes you search for English questions, circle it off and try to solve them as much as possible. And in last 20, 15 minutes, you can solve the remaining aptitude questions. So based on your management. So time management also link up here. First 1 hour, you have to solve without any division. You keep up solving it. And the next half an hour, identify easy questions that you are like, if it is English, if it is aptitude based on your will. And finally, in the last 15, 20 minutes, you can solve the remaining questions. Okay. And average minimum number of questions which has to be attempted in CSAT are 45. At least 45 has to be answered, because English have subjectivity. If you attempt 30 questions and if you get wrong of 5 questions, then you are out of competition. Okay. So minimum 45 questions has to be attempted. Finally, be very confident when you are going for exam and have a free mindset without any presumptions, and always think about the process. Don't think about the result. If I fail, what will happen? So if I success, I will go and write the mains. Don't ever think about that. Just go with the free mind. Let's see whatever happens. I'm ready. I have already faced lot of tough situations. So this doesn't matter. I will give my 100% in that 4 hours, morning 2 hours and afternoon 2 hours. So have that mindset. So you will surely crack it. So this is about the session on how to approach the question papers. So if you have any doubts, you can come up with that. We will discuss, or else we'll wind up the session. Any queries? So any queries, if you have, you can ask. How to approach APPSC exam? We will take this as a separate doubt. Someone has asked, so I will discuss. If you can want to fill, you can fill the form. So I will connect through our academy. Avinash, how to overcome that we don't know anything? See, this is what I'm talking about, the mindset. You have already prepared for 1 year, 2 years, and you are equal to the most of the aspirant. If you are a serious aspirant, so you nobody knows all the questions, only 30, 40 questions at max. I'm telling you with my experience, at max 40 questions or 45 questions can be known to anyone. Beyond that, nobody knows exact answers. So they will only come up with the elimination techniques and all, right? So this is about the answer for your question. Sir, I have not followed the Hindu whole year. Can I cover current affairs of monthly magazine? See, this is very dangerous thing. SS someone has asked. Newspaper reading is very, very important. Hari sir has already taken lot of sessions because of that. See, newspaper, if we keep reading for 1 year, you will see lot of images, lot of analytical. Your mind develop in an analytical format. So if you directly read the monthly magazine, your mind will tune into factual things. So you will see the question paper as a fact only. Even for mains also, you cannot collect all the examples from monthly magazine. You will not remember. But if you keep reading newspaper regularly for 1 year, you will have a lot of subconscious memory developed within yourself with lot of examples. So it is always important to read the newspaper. Never ever skip that. Any doubts? Shall we opt for mains test series now? See, if you're an aspirant who has already cleared prelims at least once, then you can go for mains test series and solve up until February. But if you are a student who has not cleared prelims yet, or a fresher who was giving the first attempt in 2024, don't go for mains test series. You can only focus on prelims preparation. I'm telling you, if your prelims preparation is very strong, 50-60% of your mains is already done. You know all the basic things. GS paper 1, take for example art and culture, geography, all these things are static only. Even if you take GS paper 2 polity, most of the questions are from Lakshmikant and current affairs that you are covering since last 1 year. So if your preparation is already strong, you just need to practice your answers, and you have 3 months time, so you can easily do it with lot of practice after clearing prelims. So I would suggest, if you are a fresher, go with prelims preparation as much as possible. Sir, but for 2024, now I can't cover whole year newspaper. Yes, yeah. So now don't go for backwards. What you can do is, you can develop a habit of reading newspaper from December. This is the beginning of December month. December, January, February, March, April. You have very good 5 months, and that is more than sufficient. For rest of the months, you can go with the monthly magazines. That's how you develop. From which months you can go with the prelims test series? So Rishabh, you have asked a question. See, you can start now itself. You have appeared prelims 2023 but could not clear prelims. So what I would recommend you, Rishabh, go with the prelims test series from now itself. Take one subject at a time, and then you solve you complete the subject and take test series. Keep like exam environment, solve it. Then once you are done with other subject, go with the next test series, like that. Test by test from now itself you solve. Don't accumulate all the tests, and in last 3-4 months you cannot solve all the questions, and this is very difficult to cover up. So you go with the test series, prelims test series, if you haven't cleared prelims from now itself. Sir, what was your optional? My optional is sociology. I gave all my three mains with sociology optional, and for forest service, I gave with geology and forestry. from April onwards, it is enough for 2024 current affairs. Yes, more than sufficient. So from April 2023 till April 2024, that is more than sufficient. If needed, collect PT365 of environment and science and technology from past year, like 2022 to 23 year, because most of the questions from environment and science and technology are from current affairs. As you are lacking, you can cover some more, like one extra year, and that will be good thing for only environment and science and technology. Yeah. So yes, this is about the session. And if you have any doubts, you can reach out to us through our institute in the Telegram. So we will help you. All the very best. Do well. We'll be there to help you at any time.